Obviously, I was shocked, as was the entire family, when I heard about his accident. So, in terms of a spinal cord injury of this nature, I am unfortunately all too familiar with this because my son Joshua had the exact same spinal cord injury, C3, C4, the third and fourth cervical spinal segments. So I know a lot about spinal cord injury, and ironically, Dennis and my father, Max, the last 2 years of his life, had a spinal cord injury. That was as a result of a medical procedure when he was 94 years old, when he had to have an aortic valve replaced, and it resulted in a stroke in the spinal cord. So three close members of my family, immediate family, spinal cord injuries. When somebody has a spinal cord injury in the area that Dennis has, it affects the nerves that go to the diaphragm. The diaphragm is the major muscle of respiration. It does most of the work of breathing. If the diaphragm is weakened as a result of the nerves that go to it being impaired, as they would be in a spinal cord injury, your breathing is impaired. And the fact, though, that Dennis is making significant progress in getting off the ventilator is a very good sign, and very hopeful that he will ultimately be entirely liberated from the ventilator and be able to talk and even resume his radio shows at some point. That is obviously our hope. His mind is fine. Having said that, there's also, of course, the problem of movement and the paralysis. And so right now, Dennis does not move his arms or legs. And the hope is that he will make a recovery of some degree, as my son did. It's somewhat hopeful because at some point he seemed to be able to move a toe, I remember, on command when I was there. So he has what we call an incomplete injury of his spinal cord, where there is some motor activity that is going on. He also, another good sign, is the fact that he has sensation in his arms. If you touch him, he feels it. So the nerves the sensory nerves are able to function properly. So it's far too early to say with a definitive way what Dennis's prognosis will be in terms of movement of motor activity. So I think that's where we stand in the big picture.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at 11 a.m. Listen on the 9:30 a.m. The Answer app or watch on the Salem News Channel and stay connected with 9:30 a.m. The Answer.